how does this work? Somebody talk shit about you, right? Like, you go out and you tell somebody that they talking shit about you, and you feel a way that they talk shit about you, but then you start talking shit about them. That make you this.
That make you some kind of nigga.
What that make you?
What does that make you?
Diabolical.
Diabolical. I like diabolical. That's a beautiful word, by the way. Diabolical.
We get a cheers to start the wind down.
Please do. That's gonna be a hard reach.
I got like the mic. You can't move it out of the front.
Oh, you know what? That's right.
Like he in jail.
Yeah, he already told us. You're hard. You're hard.
I don't know how I'm gonna do that.
Man, I'm in front of the glass, behind the glass. I can't get behind the glass, so I can't do it. Can't do it. So, you know, I missed this. And this time, production values went up. Rich got a camera now.
Yeah, last time it was just Rich's voice on the wind down. People called in.
On?
Oh yeah, you live.
People called in and said we need to see his face.
Oh, that's what they said?
Nah, I just was adding a little spice to it.
Okay. Shit.
Chef, look at our cameras, baby. Talk to us. We done upgrade a little bit up in here since last time you was in here.
Yeah, he came back twice like Christ.
See?
Yeah.
We got 4 cameras now.
4 of them, baby.
Everybody got a shine.
Yeah.
Everybody got a little shine.
Got microphones, 4 cameras, 3 lights.
I hit that Amazon sale, huh? On the 16th, 17th. It's Prime Day.
Prime Day.
I'm waiting for Prime Day to
These are not
update.
Prime. Nah.
However you could do it, baby.
Shout out to B&H though. Got us, you know, B&H took care of us. And the reason I'm gonna give them a shout out because I had an incident.
Because we had an incident.
And B&H showed us some love, you know. Got a little
BNHO?
B&H is B&H photo in New York.
Oh, you said all that? That's what you said, all that.
B&H photo.
Did y'all hear B&H photo?
I ain't hear
No,
B&H
he
photo.
said B&H.
I thought he said HBO.
Nothing about HBO.
It was all melted together.
That's what I'm saying.
It was all melted together.
B&H photo superstore in New York City. Yeah, so yeah, because you know you was talking shit about me on the Mellow on Mellow's podcast.
What's
I'm not
up?
talking shit, but you know you was downplaying.
Bro, did you see Mello's? You got to see Mello's production for 7 p.m.
I heard it's dope.
The production is crazy. They got 39 people working behind the cameras. They got script writers coming in the middle of the podcast, writing new scripts. They got all kind of stuff. I'm like, bro, we thugging it.
We are thugging it. It's raw though. This is
We're
real.
in an undisclosed location with one camera.
I love it.
I was trying to make what we do. I was trying to make it
Grammy
Yeah, just make it feel like we doing something out
for
here.
the people.
Yeah, we ain't doing that though. But we here, baby. We got 4 cameras. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, we got 3 lights.
Yeah, that's just 2. And we see now ring out 39, but we got 2 people.
Huh?
2 people behind the cameras.
2 people behind the camera.
We efficient though. We light. We quick and light and efficient. It's Rich. You ain't went to nobody who was in town? I ain't gonna lie. I told Lisa you was here, and Lisa said, "Rich in town?" I'm gonna let you know. You might get a phone call.
I like how you transition right to Rich. You ain't tell nobody you was in town.
I'm just saying, you know, Rich be popping in, popping out on us real quick, and
Yeah, you're right. I normally make the call. I didn't make the call this
Normally
time.
make the call.
I've been kind of ripping and running.
So I'm gonna let you know right now. You will be getting a phone call.
Yeah, man, that's real dirty.
Dang.
You know, I like that he told that he snitched on you though. At least he told you to
it
your
wasn't
face.
like, yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's all good.
I ain't, you
To
know.
be honest with you, on the drive through the canyon on the way over here, I remember that I didn't call her. So I'm going to give her a call.
Oh, you see?
Yeah. And I was saying to myself, right hand to God, even though this is my left, I said, I said on the way here, I said, I hope Bob ain't tell Lisa that I'm in town.
Why would I? No, why would I? If you would have told me not to say anything.
No, we know what he did. He was like, "Yeah, shut man for like 5 days." You ain't
Yeah.
I was like,
hit you with one of those.
I got the question like, yo, who all over there? I said, oh, you know, if you'd have told me before I left, like, yo, Bob, I ain't supposed to be here.
Nah, it ain't that. Don't say that because that's on camera. We didn't say that.
Right, but I didn't
What
know.
I said is I will give her a call to let her know that I was here, but I've been doing a lot of ripping and running while I was here.
Gotcha. Well, you know.
Plus, she was at the WNBA All-Star.
She was.
Doing her thing, so
She
that
was
cut
not
out
here.
some of the time that I was
true.
there.
This is true.
You know what I mean? I got my play together, B.
Say that, so I ain't gonna mess it up anymore.
Yeah,
I'm
you
good.
already did.
Yo, Bob. So to your story about your hat, I'm glad you got it back. So I was in Miami one day, right? You know how like you had your favorite hat, I had this hat that I was rolling with it. I thought I looked good in it. Felt like it shaped my face and everything, right?
Right.
And so it was one day I was in Miami and coming back from golf, headed to the hotel. Dre was driving. And it was just a beautiful day outside. So I wanted to put my head out the window.
Hat gone.
You already know.
That motherfucking hat ripped off. Bro, I was sick.
Bro,
Did you contemplate going back though?
No, we was gone. Like we weren't in traffic. We were moving. And I wanted some, you know, you want some wind on your face and shit. That motherfucking hat peeled off my head so fast. Boom! I was like, oh. It was my favorite hat. Yeah, that hurt. So when you was telling the story about your hat, I felt you.
Thank you. I appreciate
I felt
that.
you, bro.
Yeah.
Wait, yours blew off?
So as I was leaving here, property,
Yeah.
I had my camera, I had my hat on my dashboard. And as I had it on the dashboard, I had my windows down, music playing. I had a box in my car, but I'm like, I couldn't really see out the window.
Were you singing?
Nah. So right now I'm listening to books on tape. So I'm listening to my book.
But you said your music was on.
No, the audio was on. See, listen. Well,
No,
what?
you fucked up, right?
My audio.
You said my music.
My audio was on.
No. You said music. You didn't say audio.
My book on tape, my Audible was on. Sound was coming from the car.
Bro, I got you now.
You know what I'm saying? And I was listening to it, and I bust that left right over here on Ventura, no, on Victory.
Mm.
And I bust that left, and my hat kept lifting. Just, and it fell out. Imagine, I knew I was gonna wear a hat on the show, so I was like, "Damn, that's the only hat I got right now." So I busted right into the parking lot, and I thought no car was behind me. Man, I ran to the street. I literally jumped out my car, ran out to the street. You see the dents on my hat, right?
Man, I would love to see somebody run that joint over as soon as you was about to go get it.
I was just hoping nobody didn't do it in front of me. As long as nobody didn't do it in front of me, I ain't gonna lie, Tear would have dropped out mine. So I'm glad that did
run over it.
In front of me, though. Because they got ran over.
What? Okay, now wait a minute. So if it got ran over
in front of
you?
I would have probably left it.
Oh.
I probably would have left it. I'd be like, damn. But it didn't do that, so you want to tell everybody where you going next in a couple of days? Because why we have to rush and get this one done? Because you're not going to be here for no while.
Yeah, I'm headed to France. I'm headed to the Olympics. It's pretty cool.
Bro, that's big.
That is huge.
Cool.
Yeah, cheers to you, bro.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, that's huge.
Cheers. Thank you, guys.
Cheers.
I don't waste half of it, but it's cool. Yeah, that's amazing.
Headed to the Olympics, man. Got a cool opportunity to be the color commentator of the Olympics, to bring some color, obviously. And I've never done it before. Obviously, if you love something, you talk about it often. And so I love basketball, so obviously I talk about it often. But to do it in that setting, in that atmosphere, having understanding like you got somebody in my ear, and then I got a partner, and it's a beat, and it's a lot going on. So I'm looking forward to the challenge of getting down to France and just getting to work a little bit, and bringing my perspective to the game. I think the thing is people respect a former player to be like real critical of what he's seeing, because they're not you normally, right? Mm-hmm. But that's not really my brand. And so I look forward to like bringing the perspective of, obviously what you're seeing, right? Telling you the why something was done, why a shot was made when need be. But also to just bringing some color to like what coaches are doing, in this timeout or this play, what they're thinking, referees are thinking, doing, why they're calling the game this way, whatever the case may be, just to give a little bit more kind of info to the untrained eye basketball fan.
That's dope, though, man. That's just like when you got the phone call, was that like a hey, or did somebody shop that for you or your team? Like, what was that like for you?
I don't know. I'm just gonna tell you when it got to me. I don't know what happened before.
Okay, got you.
Before it came to me, but when it came to me, it was presented as obviously being one of the top options for NBC to to be in the position that I'm doing, color commentating for the Olympics. I think Vince Carter did it in the last one.
Okay.
I remember listening to Vince, actually. I don't remember if it was the World Games or, what it was. It's always great. They always love to get athletes, so someone who's played the game, like Doug Collins did it when I was in the Olympics in 2008. And Doug became a big part of our story. We actually all went and put the gold medals on Doug after we won our gold medals. Like, we all went over there as a team. We all put the medals on Doug because Doug was a big part of it because of his stories from the 70s. When they actually lost and the way they lost. And it's a whole...
I remember that.
Yeah, it's a whole crazy story. But Doug came in and spoke to us as a team and, talked to us about his journey and so forth and so on. And so just to be a part of it, man, it's special when the Olympics is special. This is something that obviously only happens every 4 years, but, not many people get an opportunity to be an Olympian, especially in a sport that's competitive as basketball. And so to be able to be a part of it in any capacity is actually, it's one of those things you should cherish. And I'll journal about while I'm out there because it's going to be a pretty cool experience.
You talk about the fact that it's a hard, not everybody get a chance. And there was a chance that you almost didn't make the chance to make the Redeem team.
Yeah, in the weight.
And I know, I hear the story from my house about how you got there, like you got word that you might not make it.
Yeah.
That was coming from an injury year. What was that like for you, as in the sense of, like, do you get any, obviously we know how it ends, so hindsight is also just very beautiful, but in that moment for you, like, to just actually be in that moment where they like saying, like, you might not be good enough to be one of the best with us. And you're like, well, I just won the championship a couple of years ago.
Yeah, I mean, I understood it. Obviously I was coming off injuries. So coming off a shoulder and knee surgery at the same time, trying to get back for that season, wasn't fully healthy. So I understood it. Not saying I didn't. But I felt like I just deserved the benefit of the doubt. Coming off the 06 team, I was just coming off the finals and I went right to the World Games. I think it was in Tokyo. And I was like 19 a game. I was actually leading scorer that year. 04 had a small role, but I felt like but 07 I was out, and that was Kobe's first year, and it was a whole different team. You know what I mean? And so I did feel a little left out at one point because I didn't. From 06 to 07 is a whole different team and a whole different alpha is brought in. You know what I mean? And so I was like, damn, what do I even fit in?
Gotcha.
But yeah, it just fuel to the fire. I needed that as I was trying to recover and get back to a level of basketball that I've always played, right? I was trying to get my explosion back, trying to show everybody I was healthy. I had a lot of work to do to get there. And so that time I locked myself in Chicago and just kind of focused on my body. I was going through a lot of my personal life, and I just really focused on my body. It got me confident enough to go down to the Olympics and do my thing, right? But I understood why I wasn't probably gonna make the team. And you can see it now where, like, it's not personal all the time. And even though sometimes some of it feels personal, some of it has its own storylines that has nothing to do with me. But sometimes you have to fit the team to play on the team. And just because you're a great player doesn't mean you fit the team.
That's a good point.
Or your role gonna fit. Or are you gonna be happy in your role? Then you're gonna bring a certain kind of disgruntledness to a team. And so, like, all these things matter. And so I had to fix my mind and everything when it came to whatever role I was gonna play on the Olympics, because it shifted from 2006 when I had last played, when I was the featured, guy with LeBron, to now Kobe and LeBron are the featured guys. And I just had to shift my mindset. And so I did that, and I showed everybody that I was healthy enough to play and I could be dynamic, on the floor, because I brought an element to the game that no one else had. And that's what I wanted to do.
So you was shaving your head part of that story?
Yeah, I lived like y'all for a little while.
Oh,
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, that wasn't really my finest hour.
Yeah.
damn! I don't know why I felt like that was a shot.
You know why I did it though? So that's why I shaved my head bald. 2 reasons. One, we ain't got no barbers traveling with us. You don't want nobody messing with your head.
Makes sense.
But 2, when I was in high school, I had a couple of moments where I went bald head. And it was either somebody fucked my hair up and I had to cut it bald, or I was trying to channel something, like MJ or something, right? And every time I did it, I balled out. Like, every time I went bald head, if you go back and you see any footage of me in high school when I'm bald head, I didn't tore a motherfucker up. So when I was going to the Olympics, it was the redeem. It was redeem for our team. It was a redeem for, obviously individual players. We had our own reasons for our redemption story. And mine was to come back from health and show everybody that that I am who I am. And so I went bald. I was like, you know what? I'm about to tap back into that inner. I ain't worried about my hair. Ain't no do-rags, ain't no brushes. I'm thugging it. You know what I mean? When you're in the mirror being a pretty boy, it's a little different kind of mentality when you worried about your waves versus when you ain't worried about what it look like. You don't even care. Ain't facial hair. Take the facial hair too. It's a different kind of mentality though, for real, for real. Mm-hmm. And I was really tapping into it like a different person because I had a lot to prove. If you need to ask people from even that time, just the way I was over the Olympics, I wasn't really like chummy. And like once we got over there, like the prelims and all those things, I was chilling. But once we got to the games, I was kind of isolated. Like I had something I needed to really prove. And so that bald head was a part of it.
Rich, you remember that moment?
Yeah, I remember it, man. I remember when you cut it off. It's like, whoa. But like with everything else, of course, at first you don't understand it. You know what I mean? Because it takes a special type of person to be able to tap into certain things, and being around for these amount of years, that it's different processes with everything. So of course, initially it's a shock,
right?
But then something is coming after that.
True.
You know what I mean? So yeah, it was an exciting time, man. Definitely exciting time.
That was 16 years ago, y'all.
Yeah. That's an exciting time, man.
16 years ago.
So we were just in Vegas and they were celebrating the
50th anniversary. Right. Like the 50th anniversary of the USA Olympic team.
Like how dope was that? Because it was everybody there.
Bro, that was so cool. Like those are the moments where you don't know when you're playing that they exist, really. And you don't know that it's something you even want to be a part of.
Okay.
Because you're in it.
Right.
And you're trying to think about how to get away from it when you're in it.
Right.
I want less.
Right. Right.
When you're out of it, you want something.
Yeah.
And then give me something.
Yeah.
Give me something to come back for. You know what I mean? And this ain't looking for attention. This is
I get it.
This is your life. Like you've given everything to this. And when you're done with it, if it's nothing to give you back, you have no more association with basketball. You have no more association with the moments that, that can matter to a player. And so for me, to be able to have association with these big moments, now that I'm done playing a game, like I'm like, oh, I didn't even know that I wanted to walk out on the court and do my little wave. That
was a moment though.
Yeah, it was a moment. But you don't know you want that moment. You don't play. In 08, I didn't play for that moment.
True,
but now in 16 years later, it feels good that you're part of a moment like the 50th anniversary of team and seeing all the greats, a lot of greats from both men and women come together, man. Like
that was dope.
Anybody see any footage? I'm one of the last ones to leave.
Yeah.
I was in there like a little kid.
Dancing.
I'm dancing. I'm enjoying it because I know how much when you get done playing, you don't have many moments to be able to continue to celebrate something that you gave everything to, that you sacrificed everything for. Right. Sometimes it's just kind of like nobody even remember that I did it because it's always about what's next.
Right.
And so those moments allows you to come back and live in all the things that you did to be able to achieve those things that, people probably had things to say about you along the journey while you were trying to achieve, greatness. It's a lot of people who don't like it because it doesn't look the way they want it to look. But when you're in that moment, you like, I did it right. You know what I mean? Because I'm here. It was cool, man. And to share with your homies, man, to be able to be there with Melo, me and him just having a good time, and then to be able to be there with Bron and then Bam and then Spo. Just different people along the journey. You know what I mean? It's pretty cool when you're being celebrated and you're doing it together as well. It's cool.
You excited to see this team play?
Yeah. I'm like everybody else. Like the names is powerful.
Yes, they are.
And we know what we can do when we clicking the way we need to. But we also know how hard it is. I think they got the right leader. I think LeBron is the right leader for that team. And I think he's going to help them, but it's going to be a challenge. No doubt about it. It's going to be some challenging games in it. because that's how good that's how good the world is. And so that's what we want to see. We don't want to see 30-point blowouts every game.
True.
You actually want to see them, the great players, be great. You want to see moments of them being great. You can't see moments of them being great if they win every game by 30 or 40. You just seeing what you don't like, and that's the All-Star game all over again.
That's a great point.
Up and down the floor, dunking. But when you got to execute, when you got to make big shots, when you got to make big plays, like you're going to see the players that you love play the game the way that you love it. And so we actually want to see close games.
That's a great point. I didn't even think about that.
Yeah. I want to see Steph be Steph and hit a dagger from half court. You know what I'm saying? Like I want to and we don't have that if we smashing people.
Right.
And so the fact that the competition is where it is, the Olympic team will get better each game. It just is rhythm, it's time, and they're trying to find it. And so it's exciting. They only got like 6 more games. If you think about it, it's not that many more games.
6 more before they start the actual Olympic games, or 6 more?
No, they're done until they about to start on this weekend. I'm calling games in Lille, France this weekend. Their first game is Sunday the 28th. The first games are the 27th.
So it's like that.
So they only got 6 more games together, right, to win a gold medal. And so it's not a lot of time.
I see what you're saying.
Not a lot of time at all. But, obviously they're getting better in between time. But it's just interesting that the fact that they can possibly lose, that's interesting.
Yeah.
Let's tune in and see, us win gold and go for gold and it not be easy. That's okay. That's pretty good.
All right.
So, yeah, I'm hella excited just to be a part of it. And also too, just to watch basketball. This is the time of the year where we all get American. We listen, we can't wait to root for a motherfucker with a flag at the Olympics. This and 4th of July is the most American we all get.
Super patriotic. 100%.
Super patriotic. And so we need this right now. The world, we need a moment of togetherness to root for something similar. Together. Because yeah. Election coming up.
Trying to tell you. Oh my God.
All right. So now, guys, y'all how is everything? Do y'all date now like your significant other?
Well, excuse me?
Let me finish my concept.
Man, hurry up with that.
Do you date your significant other?
I don't as much as I need to.
Okay.
We've been married for almost 20 years, So, Stacy gets home, I'm there, I cook. You know what? I'm telling a lie. We do.
There you go.
We date almost every night because we sit down, right? And I wait for her to come out after she's changed. And man, we sit down and we pick a movie and we watch it almost every night while I'm home. And the reason initially I said that we don't is because you automatically say, go out.
You think going out is dating.
You always think go out.
Spend money, go out, put some clothes on.
And put your rags on.
Yeah.
But I am so excited when she gets home and I already have the dinner cooked. Our kids are older already. And she sits down on that couch and I say, okay, what we watching? Or I already have one already put together, And man, we sit there and we watch this movie, we talk through it, laugh, the whole 9 yards. And almost every night.
That's good.
Yeah, almost every night. Now that I think about it. So yeah, I do.
I got to do a better job at that. So we don't. Thing is, me and my wife we don't like the same things. So that's hard.
Well, I don't like a lot of things. Sometimes Stacey picks a movie, man, and I'm like, what in the hell was that?
Not what was that?
Yeah, that was some trash.
Yeah.
And then I pick all of the good ones. So normally it's me.
See, I get it. So right now I'm in this.
But you know what?
What?
Lisa might not like some of those movies too, but she just standing firm in hers.
No, she don't like. She ain't watching it.
Oh, okay, all right.
We watching Dance Moms.
What?
Yes, I'm watching Dance Moms. season. You know, like 8 seasons of Dance Moms.
You
I know what
better
that
get
is.
to love it then.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I
If
have
you're gonna
to.
watch it, you better learn how to find something about it you love.
Oh, yeah.
Or it's
Something
gonna
about
be
it.
miserable.
Yes.
Something about it.
So you better find something,
And I
my
have,
brother.
because I ain't gonna like. I know the characters. I know, you know. I know the little dancers.
You know all the girls, huh?
What?
That's dancing.
I'm sitting there some nights and be like, yo, so
Is it the lady that was in the
now
wheelchair
she's
one
in the
time?
wheelchair, yeah, but she
I
just
saw
started
that
from
one
wheelchair.
night when I saw that one day I was watching it when actually I was getting my manicure and they had it up on the screen and man, she be tearing them kids up. The parents too.
Yes, she do. Be busting their ass. I'm like, yo. The way she talk to them sometimes, I'm like, yo.
You know, that couldn't be no sister.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Not like that.
So I was just wondering.
Yeah.
So I got a little take on dating. Chef, I love what you said because that's right. It ain't just about
100%.
going out, spending money, and putting clothes on. So I'm with you on that because you can Netflix it, you can
100%.
do backyard it. It's so many different ways you can have dates. But also too, I got a little take on dating. I just feel like most of the time when you're in relationships, you can call it marriage, you can call it a situation, you can call it whatever you
Whatever
want.
you're gonna call it.
A lot of times when you're doing house stuff, it's not really a lot of time for sexy time. You know, when you're doing house things, when you're doing parent things, it's not a lot of time for sexy time in the house. And also too, if you do something in the house, probably gonna be in the bed, and it's gonna be the same moves you've been using since '96.
That is correct.
So for me, I like to, when it's time to date and get out to date, that's when it's time for sexy time. That's when I want to be somebody else. That's when I'm, you know what I mean?
You go into character.
Yeah, because home ain't nothing.
It's every day.
Unless you,
Once I get in the bed, I'm going to sleep. You understand me?
That's a great point, but you got all kind of places in the house. You know, you got closets. You got everywhere.
Yeah.
Okay.
No,
Yeah.
I agree with you on that. I'm saying I agree. If it's going to be in the house, then it got to be something like that. It got to be a little, one hit a quitter.
Yeah.
But there's always some staff for some shit in my crib. I mean, it ain't that easy to stick.
Yeah, that's a little.
So my dating is sexy time.
I love that sexy time.
I love it too.
Sexy
Say how
time.
you want it to sexy
Yeah.
time.
Sexy time.
Sexy time. Because we're at the crib. Cops can come in at any point.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like it ain't sexy. You know what I mean? And you're too much around your comforts. You're gonna be yourself. Everybody being themselves around there.
Too much.
When you get
around your
away,
comforts. I like that.
you're out of your comfort zone a little bit.
Correct.
You know what I mean?
I've been looking forward
wanna
to.
be.
I've been looking forward to getting out the house.
Who you
Sexy
want to
time.
be.
You can't be.
You're who you want to be.
Who you want to be.
You who you want to be, baby.
Mr. Sexy Time.
That's right.
Man, I swear, boy. I swear. But
Hey, boy,
Get away to get away.
listen.
Uh,
Come back with all kind of different
I'm
names.
trying to tell you right now.
so I've had this theory. I don't even want to call it a theory, but it was more like this thought process of like we're all above 40. So, we've been in this world where there wasn't a cell phone at one point. You had to call someone's house to date someone or anything like that. When you look at this generation now, do you think how do you perceive that the generation now, and I know this is probably like a hot topic that people like to talk about, but I want to talk about it because I got a daughter, and I'm like freaking out like how the courtship is going to happen. I know how I did it when I was a kid, and how I enjoyed the process and thinking about how I'm going to court someone and the rejection and the wins, the losses, all that. When you look at now, do you even think about like how kids are doing it now? Or like the younger folks or the younger generation now that they have access to that, they can just slide into a DM or they just do everything differently now than when we did it. Do you compare it to what we did back in the day?
No, you only had your school. You only had who was in your school, baby, who was in your community. You ain't had many options. You couldn't shoot too many shots now.
Right.
There's only so many shots you can shoot. So you had to shoot the right shot. You had to be patient with your shot. They can shoot shots all over the place now. They just DMing shooting shots.
But you know what? But even with that, you talking about your daughter. I have a daughter. My daughter's 30. And I strongly feel, and I say this in so many areas when it comes to relationships with youth and with us, period, right?
Right.
The woman dictates how you court her.
Okay.
And the reason I say that is because I remember once a young man came to our house to, I think he was coming to see Nandi, and he couldn't even pronounce her name.
Ooh.
He had to go
Oh, for sure.
and didn't even worry about coming back. But but that was the thing, Now, had he been allowed to, say, excuse me, who you talking to? You looking for Nandi or whatever, and give him the opportunity to fix it or whatever, without him really earning that, then who knows what kind of relationship that would lead to. You know what I mean? Women dictate all of these things. They dictate how we act. They dictate how we court them because it's what's acceptable to them. That's what a man is going to do because we want to be with them. And as we've said, we'll do anything. We'll act any way that we're going to act if it's somebody that we desire. So that woman or that young lady is the one that dictates the courting, right? Now, she learns that from who? She learns that from her mother. She learns that from her father.
Right.
Because one, she sees how her father treats her mother.
Mm-hmm.
If you're treating your wife with the utmost respect and so forth and so on, then she looks at that. That's what she wants too. And 9 times out of 10, you always got a straight hair that just don't care. You know what I mean?
Not a straight hair.
Bring anything home.
Not a straight hair. A straight gray hair, by the way.
A straight gray hair.
That
don't care at all.
Right.
But the girl dictates that,
Right.
And to be honest with you, you dictate it without even knowing it by the way that you treat your wife. Because your daughter wants to be treated like that if it's positive.
Of course.
You know what I mean?
Makes sense.
So you think that that's the same? You think that that's still same true today?
Yes, I do. I think that the young lady dictates if a man is able to penetrate them, and man, that was wrong.
I was like, well,
but if a man is able to penetrate that wall, right? That wall that they have.
That's still
Yeah.
It's still sexual.
It is. Okay, so maybe the word penetration.
That's the tough one.
Okay, let's just
breakthrough. Thank you.
Cross
but
over.
If a man is able to, if he's able to break through that wall or that defense, right? And whatever he was doing to get that breakthrough, that's what it's going to be. But if he's trying a certain way and she doesn't like that, either it's disrespectful or she doesn't like it, whatever, she's going to let that be known. Or at least she should, right?
Right.
And then when that happens, if he still wants to pursue her, then what is he going to do? He's going to pivot. Yeah. He's going to make the adjustment.
All right, but so when we were growing up, most of the relationships we saw that was like that was mom, dad, or mom, whoever, or dad, whoever. Now they get exposed to see so many other relationships and so many relationship goals. And so that's why I was saying that you still believe that it's like that today because, when we were growing up, this is the only relationships you really can see. You ain't see what was really going on in nobody else's house. You couldn't see what was going on in the world. Now, we expose to all kind of relationships. And so now your daughter growing up differently because she now exposed to ex, the way she rocking with her dude. And she like, fuck mom and dad. I want to be like them. I want to be like these celebrity people. I want to be like these people who make it look good, right? Because it's through clips. And so for me, I think it's just harder because they have more options to look at as what a relationship could be.
Yeah.
Then back in the day, you just had your family pretty much.
Or what's around you. What was around you.
I still at the root of it, I still think that what your child is exposed to at home even dictates what they gravitate to, right? Because you may look at these things and you may say, oh man, that's great. But when it comes to your life and what you want, I honestly still believe that the child, if it's a positive, nurturing environment, right? The child would naturally gravitate towards what they're exposed to at home. If again, if that's what they want,
But what if they're in a situation that's not that positive?
But again, then a lot of times that's what they gravitate towards. You know what I mean? A lot of times that's what you gravitate towards because that's what you're exposed to until something else comes into your life and shows you a different way.
Yeah.
Got it.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Okay.
Now, once you have shown a different way, then you like, oh my God, what was I doing before? You know what I mean?
Right.
And then you have that opportunity to grow, you know,
Right.
at that particular point in time.
If you're lucky enough to see that.
If you're lucky enough
See
to experience
that, right?
Yeah.
You're right. I think in some situations, depending on the situation, the child's situation, how they grew up, in a 2-parent home, 1-parent home, however it works out, and what they use to, like you say, aspire to, because what they see, what they want to gravitate towards. But I feel like a lot of times what you see now, because of the access that you get to see now, because you get to see so many different versions in the world and so many different clips, and what you may think is something that's cool, because you get a lot of times where you'll see something where on social media something looks cool, it's something that's hype, it's trendy, it's on TikTok, it's on these things, and you're like, that looks cool. Like right now, I know I've seen a lot of these celebrity couples, and they're like, oh, look how they're doing it. They're, like you said, couple goals, and they're like, oh, that's a couple.
Yeah,
goals.
but I can't. You know what I dislike is like, okay, let's take a red carpet. Okay, you get a couple that comes on the red carpet, and they're holding hands and they're kissing and whatever.
Right.
And everybody take that moment and say, "Oh my God, couple goals." What else they supposed to do on the red carpet?
And what?
So we pointing fingers, arguing. They supposed to be kissing and doing that.
And you don't know what else is going on.
Right. That cannot be a couple goal. That cannot be couples goal because somebody is kissing in front of cameras.
But it's couple goals when ain't nobody kissing you.
In front of cameras?
Whether it's cameras or not, ain't nobody putting their mouth on you. So that's couple goals. I'm at home eating a Twinkie and some Pop-Tarts. Ain't nobody kissing me. So yeah, that's couple goals for me. Or you know what? Somebody is here and he ain't paying me no attention whatsoever. That's couple goals.
You see, let's turn left.
No, I mean I hear you on that.
Yeah.
I don't like it, but I hear you on
No,
that.
I don't like it either.
Right.
But you know what? That's the thing with social media.
Ooh, we can talk
You
a lot about
only
that.
see what people want you to see.
Highlights.
Yeah, the highlights.
It's the highlights.
Yeah, it's the resume, baby.
You see the shine, you don't see the grind.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's all you see is lights, cameras,
You know
action.
what? Nobody gonna follow you if they gotta watch your grind.
What?
Because if I gotta keep
If I gotta hear a sad story from you all the
every
time,
I'm
listen,
not
let
listening
me
to you.
tell you something. I just unfollowed 10 people on Facebook. Somebody sitting up there in the hospital showing a bandage.
Oh my God!
God damn it! If you can show me your bandage, you need to be up out of there.
For real.
You begging for attention. You know what I mean? Hey, listen, man. All of that stuff is crazy.
I've unfollowed 10 people on Facebook. I don't even know how to unfollow people or follow people on Facebook. I don't even know how to work Facebook, but
I had to figure it out too.
Instagram. He said, I done follow motherfuckers on Facebook, on Black Planet.
Yeah, that was a good dig right there.
Yo, I was in a club in Houston. I don't go to the clubs often,
You
but
don't?
it was my sister's birthday.
Okay.
She wanted to turn up. So we went to a club in Houston, and the name of the club is going to come to me as we're speaking. But anyway, it was Wednesday, and it was R&B Wednesdays. Fire. All
That's
the music
nice.
there.
It's vibes.
All the music that we know. Anyway, it was a question that was posed on the microphone. Who in here had a Black Planet page? And they going to spotlight everybody. Bro, my hand went up quick to the bug. Well, y'all didn't have Black Planet?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Ooh, what
Yes.
was your name?
I don't even
I
remember.
don't remember my
No, don't do that.
No, I don't.
Don't do that.
I don't.
I don't. I promise you, I don't remember. I don't remember.
I don't. I'm blocking it out on purpose, but I don't.
What was yours?
Mine was the underscore interest.
That sounds about right for
That
you.
does
too.
sound about right for real.
I had to come up with a name. I was like, the interest.
I don't remember mine at all. Yeah.
Hey, Black Planet was the move though.
It was.
Yeah, but
See, I want to go see MySpace was the move too. Remember MySpace?
I remember MySpace. I never was on MySpace like
Yeah.
that though. No, it's not really, wasn't.
I wasn't.
Wasn't my thing.
So what happened? Like why? Why not?
I don't know. I just didn't do
I
it.
was trying to become a basketball player, Bob. Trying to worry about my life, not a community of other people.
Your top 5 was?
Yeah, I ain't what?
Damn. You was worried about the top 5. You worried about the starting 5. I get it.
I'm worried about. Shit, I'm trying to get out.
I got it.
What you trying to be? You trying to find people?
Nah, MySpace is like, you know, it's like you can say
I'm
it was
trying
a
to be
community.
found. I'm trying to work hard to be found. You
Right.
just got a platform to find people.
Oh, my
That's why I was on Black Planet though, so I could find people. I was on it for about 2 months.
What's Black Planet Radio?
I was waiting for you to ask that question later.
You want to help her with
It was like MySpace and stuff.
like it was like
It's just like all this stuff that's going on right now. It's just sites for people to be able to meet.
Black people to bleed.
Yeah.
Need black.
Now they will call it blackpeoplemeet.com.
Exactly.
It wasn't nothing but, you know, so
Right,
you
it
go
was a
meet
meet or, yeah.
others.
that was man, that was back in the day. I remember chats. They in chat rooms.
No.
Lipstick Alley.
That's Houston, right? Oh yeah, in Houston I was on In the Mix. Shout out to In the Mix for putting me on there. I ain't been on the club post in a long time. I felt, you know what I'm saying? I felt good about being in the mix. Shout out to the black man who do In the Mix in Houston, man.
I love it.
Yeah. You know the guy would come around and get that photo in the club. I was on In the Mix. Yeah, man. I'm in the Mix, baby. I can't think of the name of the club right now, too. It's killing me.
It'll come to you. It'll come to you. I'm telling you, it'll come to you. Have you this is a super random question. How did you find your doctor now? The doctor that you see right now, a personal doctor. This is a men's health question.
My wife.
My wife.
Like, what, they just say, "Here's a doc." What you mean? Like,
No, I said I need to go.
Is it the same doctor she goes to, or is this?
I was like, I need to go to the doctor.
Got you.
And she said, "Why don't you try this doctor?" I do that with everything. I needed to go to the dentist. Okay, here's a good dentist. I may go, and like they were trash. And she said, "Okay, I'll find another one." And then she found another one for me.
Everything is referral based.
Yeah.
You know how that go. Everything's referral based. Once you get up here, you're like, "Oh, you use them? Well, I'm gonna use them."
Man, I gotta go find. I gotta find me a new one right now because my doctor. I called my doctor and I said, "Hey, I'm trying to get my physical, my annual," and they said, "Yeah, we can't see you till September." It is July right now.
What kind of insurance you got? You got that not now insurance. Yo,
Clearly, I do.
you got that not now insurance.
Clearly, I do.
Maybe later.
Oh my gosh!
Man.
Like Doc, when she told, when they I said, "Come on!" I said, "You have nothing else." They were like, "Yeah."
You got to get through wedding season first.
But the thing is, the receptionist when I called, I should have known that I had to find a new doctor when she said, "Man, yeah, that's it. That's what I got, bro." And when she said that to me, I said,
That's what I got.
That's what I got,
bro.
bro.
"Yes."
That's what I got, bro.
That was your. How long you been going to them?
For a long time, this is my doctor in Miami. So I was like trying to go back when I'm going back over there in a couple weeks, and I'm like, "Yeah, I'm gonna find a doctor. I'm officially."
Well, you need a primary care here in LA anyway. It's time.
I did, but I found somebody, and then I ended up going back to
Something
my doctor
happened.
in
You
Miami.
gonna jump on a plane and go back to Miami? What's
Yeah,
up?
you know what? That's not a good. Yeah, you're right. I didn't think about that. I was just trying to get my annual, my physical.
I know, but like you're not there anymore.
Yeah.
No, and this is in real time because that's how I got to the primary care that we have now because I was like, oh, I don't have one, and like,
That's a great question.
Like,
No, that's a great
please.
point. No, that's the reason why I asked because I'm like, I'm going to find
yeah,
somebody
'cause we
here.
going back to. I was doing the same thing. I was going back to Miami.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
did that for my dentist. I was doing that for everybody. I think I'm going to have to stop.
No.
Yeah, man, you need to find somebody where you are here.
Yeah, and I think that's kind of the reason why I talked to you about that the other day. So I guess by the time this dropped, the news will come out. The fact that this will be our last time we shoot in this space right here. So we're gonna be shooting somewhere else.
Yes.
And
Last time we were in the basement.
now we're shooting in the basement anymore. Yeah, we're gonna be
In the
shooting in
penthouse
the
basement.
It's nice though.
It's penthouse basement,
nice.
dog.
Yeah, it's not bad.
It's cold blooded.
It is cold blooded, right? View is
Yeah.
crazy.
So I had my parents use my primary doctor as I'm in this whole space of like, let's learn about our genetics.
Okay.
Let's learn about, obviously the past of, and let's prepare the future of a family. And so anyway, my parents started using our primary, and I realized in the midst of it that my parents ain't got the same. They ain't got insurance like me. You know what I mean? Their insurance was a little different. I realized it was so much out of pocket. So I was like, y'all gonna have to get another private.
Yeah.
No, I was like, we could just use it for emergencies.
Yeah.
But we got to find a primary that could take care of the basics.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But this deluxe package, this gonna cost me too much, and y'all a little too old. You know y'all gonna be in here.
Yeah, you're gonna be up in there.
All the time.
You feel me?
Yeah, you're gonna be up in there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Y'all gotta think about. You gotta think about that kind of stuff,
do.
people.
But
You
these
want
medical
your parents to
bills
have
ain't
great,
nothing but-
great care. But if it's coming out every time, you might have to think about that's expensive as they get older.
Yeah.
So,
I didn't think about that, but you're right.
yeah, I had to pull them off primary and try to give them their own. But I did have my parents reach out, and we did go through a lot of testing so they can get opportunity to learn about their genetics, their family, history. And it's been a cool process. It's been a cool process to learn, but also to know where you got things from. Right? Remember we were sitting on here and I was saying sometimes it's just genetics. And so in genetics, if you have a cancerous genetic gene, it comes from one of your parents. And so, doing a genetic testing, you can see who it comes from. Now, automatically, if you're a man and you got certain kind of cancerous genes, you think you come from your dad. But, going through discovery, you get to see where, right? And so my parents, they in competition. Whatever. So I ain't give him that. I bet you gave it to him. Right. And so now we finding out who gave what to who. So,
Really?
yeah,
That's
it's
dope.
a whole
dope.
process, which is cool. One, because they can do more care and more evaluation and learn more about themselves and see how at the age they are, what can they do. But also too, they can share this information, with future generations. But also too, for me, it allows me to be able to deal with it in real time, right? Putting my parents involved in it allows me to be proactive on myself because I know I got this from my mom and I got this from my dad. So this is, if we're talking about prostate cancer, right? If you know that you're in a line of, I'm a black male, first of all, and I'm also too, if I come from a line of having grandfather and father have prostate cancer, then I know that, I'm subject to have it as well, right? And so it allows me to be able to, get more proactive and start looking at it earlier and doing the things you got to do now. It sucks because none of us want to do that. We don't want to take the steps that it takes to actually do the things make sure of it because those things are normally not comfortable things. So I'm going down this process in real time. And so it's a journey. Yeah.
How's that like your whole doctor journey?
Well, like I said, Stacy picks out my physicians, and thus far, I'm satisfied. With my doctors. Every time we moved, I've found a doctor wherever I've been.
Got it. Makes sense. I gotta do that
wherever I've been, and I go and I get my checkups. My uncle had prostate cancer, so and then my mother makes sure that I know what runs on this side of the family, what runs on that side of the family, high blood pressure here, so forth and so on. So when I go in, I make sure I check these things out.
I'm gonna just take wisdom from you guys and just kind of make sure I get my stuff, because I do go to the doctor regularly. I go to my physical, do my annual, but now.
Yeah, man. But the colonoscopy, the prostate exam, all of those things, you got to check it because if it's caught, it's curable.
Right.
When people pass away from prostate cancer, it's because they waited too long. That's the only reason, is because they waited too long.
Right.
So you got to go in there.
Yeah.
But also too, and we talked about this a little bit. We as men, we have to form communities within each other.
We do.
To be able to discuss these things and hold each other accountable.
Right. I agree.
Listen, somebody that you can really confide in, because when you go in for these exams and stuff like that, man, hey, listen, man, you want me to go with you? I sit in the lobby and wait on you to come on up out of there.
An accountability partner.
Yeah, something just as simple as that. Hey man, when's your appointment? Oh, it's such and such.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna come through. I'll go with you. I'll
That's a good
take you
point.
with you.
Right.
You go, man, do your exam, go have a little lunch or whatever, and then drop him off or whatever it is, especially with like your colonoscopy because they put you under for that. So therefore they won't allow you to drive out.
Right.
So if your wife don't go, then, your homeboy sit out there in the lobby. But it's finding that community that you can do that with, that supportive community is very, very important. It's vital, especially as you get older.
No.
It's finding that community of where you can be vulnerable.
Yeah.
I think that's the biggest thing, right?
Huge.
Especially as men, like
Huge.
obviously it's hard for us to be
Huge.
to be vulnerable, but understanding that especially as you get older, that's a need because it's going to be hard for you to have, if you can control it, to have Stacey to watch you in certain weak moments, right? You're not going to want her to be present in certain moments where you coming out of surgery, you're going to be jacked up, right? And so you like, you need your homeboys, you need your, you need that circle around you, but you got to be it has to be such a safe space with a group of men like that where you can be vulnerable. They can see you in these weak moments because we never want to look weak.
Right. Never.
Right?
You're right.
And so you have to find that.
And I think it's so important to find, like you said, a community that, whatever your community is, or where you find. I know I bring this. I told you this theory that I had, where I describe how people, like every person in their world, have their own star, like their own star in their own solar system or whatever, and everybody kind of gets drawn to another star, just like how just the way the world works. They got the sun and then the moon, the planets orbits around that star, that sun, and then you got other galaxies and all this. I'm normally getting like technical and scientific.
Astrobiologist over here.
But it's more so, and I told you about this as far as just, you have like, I said D he's his own star, and he got everybody that's within that galaxy of his is in that orbit. And whatever is close enough to be in that orbit stays in that pool. And then everyone else has their own galaxy around them, but we're part of that galaxy around D. But sometimes that galaxy moves too far left or too far right for whatever reason. Or it could be like we move to LA, move to wherever. If the galaxy that I'm in or the world that I'm in doesn't fall with them, that's okay because it could just break off. And I imagine my world is still going with the orbits around me.
Mm-hmm.
Or I might be pulled into that orbit and then what's around me may get fallen off. So I say, you can't be too afraid to change orbit, I guess is what I'm trying to get to. Like, you can't be afraid as humans, as guys, and as we try to build our communities grow and it changes all the time.
I just want to say that's called growth.
Yeah, like, but the thing is, but it also could just be change.
Yeah.
Altogether. Because it could be
growth is change.
True, but sometimes change is lateral.
Yeah.
Or you just changing locations.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just changing from here to being here. But the thing is, I got to make sure that my community, wherever that may be, wherever I can be vulnerable, wherever I can be accountable, is solid. Because at the end of the day, a lot of times, as crazy as it sounds, where you should probably be as vulnerable as you want to your significant other, if you got that rock solid group of fellas, you can almost be more vulnerable to them because that's almost like brothers, so to speak.
So you said growth is lateral?
Sometimes growth can be lateral. Sometimes change can be lateral. You know what I'm saying? Because it doesn't have to necessarily mean that you went up or down. It just went this way. You know what I'm saying? And so that to me is just...
But that's still growth, though.
Growth is up, down, no?
No.
I mean, that's how we look at it, right?
That's
we look at growth. We look at growth,
but
growth is up.
Growth isn't necessarily just up. Growth is out.
Yeah,
I agree.
Think about it.
Right.
Think about your body.
When you feel a balloon, it goes out.
I'm talking about a body.
Yeah. It goes out.
It expands.
You understand what I mean?
Right. I get that.
You got different size balloons that go different ways when you blow them up with air. So growth is growth because even if you make a lateral move, it still may be a certain amount of growth that's in that move.
Okay.
You know what I mean? That's the reason why I said that. But the reason why you feel so close, and you just said something a little while ago. You said, you may not want to see Stacey to see you in these certain positions, right? I have to say something about that because Stacey has seen me in the utmost positions with a heart attack, and she's seen me when I've had to have my surgeries, and work with me and things like that, right? So I will put that out there. But the reason you feel so close with a great friend that's a male is because you're going through the same identical things. If you're not doing it, you're thinking about it.
Right.
Right.
And if you have a group, one of you has either gone through the problem that I'm having, you know what I mean? You've gone through it. Somebody else may be going through it.
Shared experiences.
And somebody else is thinking about it the same way I'm thinking about it in the
Right.
group. You understand what I
Right.
mean? Now, the same way I can't sit here and speak to a woman about something that's happening with her body. We can discuss it. I can show empathy, but I can't relate because
Right.
I'm not a woman.
Right.
But you can relate to me, right? If something is happening with me and I said, man, bro, this is happening, and blah, you say, what? Bro, that happened to me.
That's easy.
Remember, we talked about spasms. You said, Chef, sometimes I have a spasm, blah. And I said, bro, I've had this spasm one time that brought me to my knees.
Mm-hmm.
And we both said, where the hell does that come from?
Shared experiences, I'm telling you.
You understand what I mean?
Yeah.
So you're able to engage. And when you find that safe space, man, there's nothing like it.
Oh, man.
But
100%.
to our wives, and significant others, there's definitely a safe space there as well. But that comes in where she's nurturing at that point, right? She's a caretaker at that point when you are that vulnerable. When you with your guys, it's not a caretaker,
Right.
Is not like that. It's
Right.
different.
Yeah.
Right. It
different.
is 100%. 100%.
It's different.
Yeah.
It's not a caretaker because you're gonna talk to me a certain kind of way. If I'm like this, you're gonna give me enough time to feel a little sorry for myself and all of that, but you ain't gonna have that much time with that foolishness. When me and you having a conversation and something's going on, we're gonna toughen up, we're gonna get up in here and we're gonna figure this out because we problem solvers. We don't have a whole lot of time for all of the empathy and all of that kind of stuff.
Right. I get
That's
that.
why it's important that you can find somebody that you can really release and really talk to, that you can be open with, and they allow you to be open for a minute, but then they're going to close your ass right back up and let's push and let's get through it. You told me what the problem is. Let's go ahead and find the solution for the problem,
right.
and let's make a move with it. You know what I mean?
Make a move with it.
Yeah.
Make a move with it.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to make this announcement now because
You said an announcement.
announcement. That's what did I say? I said an announcement?
Whenever you say something like that, man,
It's an
it's so-
announcement.
Right. I'm like, damn, they got an announcement?
Okay, no, so not an announcement. I'm gonna talk about something. I'm gonna make up a comment or something, I guess.
Sounds
Go
serious when you say
ahead, do your
announcement.
thing.
Yeah, announcement is like, yeah.
Yeah, do I need a drink?
Nah, but we're gonna share it up though because we're moving.
Oh, wait.
We're
Yes,
moving.
we're moving. We're moving. We're moving out of this room
The basement.
into a shared office space. It's gonna be cool.
So it'll be dope. It's gonna be. So this is gonna be the last time you see the setting right here. Karina, shout out to Karina with the paint job. We were
Listen,
talking
I
about
love it. To be honest
Yeah,
with you.
we did this.
She was like,
put the
man,
paint up.
I
she
love
was
it.
like, yo. I said, no, we'll figure out a version of this.
It's called Blood. I love that Blood.
Yeah, Karina said she's gonna take care of that.
Oh, you talking about the read? They put it back.
Yes.
Yeah, we gotta put it back. We gotta put it back.
Yeah, 'cause
No, it's cool. It's cool to be able to bring everything together,
Yeah.
right? Like obviously your love of photography,
yes.
my growth, me growing into loving portions of photography, can learn so much more. Obviously, the content space, which we've been doing forever,
Facts.
but now doing with the Y Network and obviously with the Wind Down and Y Podcast, office space, things like that. So it's pretty cool, man. Looking forward to
Looking forward to it
the
too.
the next wave of what kind of content we can create, what kind of creative that comes out of that space.
I like the fact that we have a space that, like you said, like it's a blank canvas. It's funny. I told you when we got the keys, because I have a space in Miami that it's called Fly on the Wall, and I haven't really been there for the last last 2 years, well, last 4 years since I've been here, but like I've been holding on to that space for so long. And then by the time I made the decision to say like I'm gonna really have to figure out a move out this way because I've been spending this money to just keep that space out there, keep it open, just keep it running. And mind you, not to feel like a failure. You know, sometimes you're like, I got something, I built something, I don't want to leave it because I want to feel like I failed it or whatever. When everything's supposed to happen the way it's supposed to happen, it happens. And I remember we talked and you were like, man, find this place close by us.
Yeah, you want to find something close to home.
You know what I'm saying? You was like, you
Listen,
said, I found this other space, and you was like, man, you don't know how you gonna move. You might want to be able to move.
Listen, you got to be able to move
like that.
This.
And the next day, I found something. I said, yo, come check this spot out. And he was like, yo. And it was crazy because when we went and saw the space, he was like, first he walked up and he was like, he looked at me, he ain't say nothing for a minute. He said, then we walked back again. He like, all right, tell me what you think again. And so the realtor was like, I don't think you like it. And I said, well, I don't know. We'll see. We're just going to keep walking around. So we walked back again. And he left. And we walked outside. And after the realtor left, he was like, yeah, brother, you can find a better place than this. And I was like, yo.
And so, better jump on this.
Yeah. It was crazy because ever since that moment, everything started just been happening.
Yeah.
Right? And it's, even on a mental level, dog, it was so crazy because I'm like, I've been holding on to Miami so hard. And this is crazy. I've been holding on to Miami so hard. And I felt like now that I realized like I'm gonna have to let it go.
Yeah.
Bro, it's the most craziest thing. I was telling Lisa and I was telling even my shit. I told my therapist, I said, man, yo, I wonder if I was in a state of depression. I wonder if I was just holding on to something so hard, not thinking about the fact that I was holding on to something, my past so hard that wasn't serving me, that when I realized I was gonna let it go and move on to the next thing, everything opened up.
Yeah.
Like everything. We got the space. We got the space from the day that we said, we had that conversation. It was a month later we had the keys. And everything started just been happening. Like this makes sense. Like I'm like, oh, so I'm like, I was waking up, man. I was waking up at 5 o'clock in the morning every day. Just like, what else we got to do today? Like, let's go. And it's just so crazy how just a good friend of mine said to me, like, yo, listen, man, when something's for you, it's for you. And then when it's for you, it just opens up.
Yeah.
And so I'm excited about what's going to happen next. I'm excited for you just to see like you just did a shoot the other day and you was like, yo.
Yeah, even from a content standpoint, like I do, obviously I'm not the only one, but I do a lot of, my daughter does a lot of shoots, my wife, myself. And we got to travel all around LA to do that. Always.
Like, yeah.
And so to be able to have a space that will be utilized for photo shoots and different things of that nature. That
right there.
It's not just us, it's outlets and et cetera. Like we got to do that. And so it's cool. We've talked about it. Yeah. We talked about it. And so I'm looking forward to it. And I think the one thing is, and Karina asked me this when we talked about as we going into the next phase or year 2 or whatever it is of this content journey, this podcast journey, this digital show journey of like, what do you want it to be? And I think Bob and I talked about it, just like allowing the wind down to kind of just become what it was going to become, and not really like, yeah, you got to have some pointers and some structure of what you need to talk about sometime. But outside of that, really wanted to wind down to become a space that is our voice on topics that we care about, that we feel that matter.
Right.
And I think at times, it's evergreen, it's easy, and then at times it's purposeful, it's intentional. To the point where like I said, like these are, if we're having conversations about, at some point we're gonna have conversations about the election. We should have it on the wind down.
I agree.
We should talk about it. These are the conversations we should not be afraid to have on our platforms. And I think that's what's so good about content. That's what makes me excited, because you can actually have a place where you're not afraid to speak on something the way you know it. Right. Sure. And I think that's the tough thing about speaking out on something, is we all don't know it the way everybody else do.
Right.
We perceive.
Right.
Everyone else does. And so I really want the wind down to just be the conversations that, yes, is evergreen and, and we have fun, but also too it's purposeful. It's present, it's intentional. And there ain't no structure around the conversation. The wind down is a little different. The Why podcast has been a little different. It's more of getting other people's story, other brand stories, telling those stories, seeing how those stories connect to the listeners and what they're trying to accomplish and be in life, or can they pull something from those stories of people who have done something that we perceive as great in this world. So just really showing the difference
I love it.
of the platforms. And we have our own Fly on the Wall studio, LA,
I love it.
to be able to capture that content. So looking forward to it.
Yeah, and the goal ultimately, at least for me, and the way I look at it when you talk about the Wine Network, is to make sure, like, the Wine Down is a great show, and like you said, it's evergreen. It can go. The growth of it is going to be so awesome, and the Wine podcast is this thing. But the fact that it's the Wine Network, so that means you're going to have different shows. A network has shows, so the growth of that to where those things may end up becoming. Like, just to see where those goes. Like, that is cool. It's exciting. Like, exciting to see what potentially could happen next year. Like, next year might look so different than this year, and that's exciting. So we're going to close it out. Just going to cheer it up one time.
No,
I
just drank the last.
Oh, no.
You got a little sip. I got a little sip.
Got a little corner in there.
Yes,
we'll take the corner. Gentlemen.
So we're taking a little break. This is the content break, right?
Content break.
It's a content break right here. We're about to go off and enjoy the summer a little bit.
Yep.
And we're coming back in the fourth quarter of the year.
Yep.
And we're looking for more content, more stories. More different people in these spaces, in these chairs, telling different stories. Look to add a lot more voices. So
yeah, I
look forward to season 2.
Shout out to Rich. Coming through us again, always, like you'd always do.
One love.
Karina, always love. Telly,
happy belated birthday.
Happy belated birthday.
Belated birthday, dog. Always love.
And that's a wrap.
It's a wrap on season 1.